Juveniles Who Have Committed a Criminal Offense by Cliff McManus. At the end of this presentation, you should have a better understanding of the population I have selected, their needs, my own personal rationale, research innovation, evidence provided by research, an understanding of past interventions with this population, and finally, my idea of macro intervention and planning to better serve this population. The first section of this presentation will better define the population I have chosen, the need they have, and my rationale. A juvenile who commits a criminal offense is somebody who is under the age of 18 years old accused of committing a delinquent or criminal act. According to the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention, in 2020, there was an estimated 424,300 juveniles arrested for a number of various criminal offenses. When serving a juvenile who's committed a crime, there needs to be a shift in community mentality. Instead of looking at a misbehaved child, understand that a child communicates through behavior. We need to seek to learn through the eyes of the child and their family. And finally, maintaining the mentality that it takes a village to raise a child. In my experience as a practicing social worker, I have witnessed countless situations where community leaders do not respect diverse populations. An imbalance of power within my community instills fear into the culture of oppressed populations. There is a horrifying lack of communication between agencies that serve juveniles and their families with the family, and other helping agencies. Finally, there's a disheartening lack of cultural appreciation. In the next section of this presentation, I will share with you evidence found in research that supports the needed change in serving juveniles who commit crimes. I will share a few interventions used in the past to address delinquent behavior, and you will better understand the progression of research about interventions with juveniles involved in the justice system. A study done in 2013 revealed that about 90% of juveniles who come in contact with the Juvenile Justice Department have been exposed to some sort of significant traumatic event in their life. About 70% of those juveniles already meet criteria for a mental health disorder outside of a trauma-related disorder. And about 30% of those juveniles meet criteria for post-traumatic stress disorder. And another study done in 2017 revealed indicators of a high ACE score in childhood can also contribute to contact with the juvenile justice system in childhood. The Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention Act of 1974 stated some pretty broad language about diversion programs, which sounds good, but some interventions that trickled from that were detention centers for juveniles, the Scared Straight program, which was a confrontation-based program, and the various juvenile education programs, which served to educate juveniles on American law. And what researchers are finding is these various programs did not decrease the recidivism rate. In fact, they saw a higher rate of reoffending if a juvenile went through these programs. What I'm seeing through a lot of research about interventions used for juveniles who've committed criminal offenses is in our treatment methods, we're forgetting that they're a child and they're not always developmentally appropriate. There's a lot of scorn at incarceration, and there's a lot of indication for healthier approaches to rehabilitating juveniles. In the final section of this presentation, I will share with you my ideas of macro intervention and planning for this population. The intervention I have in mind will engage law enforcement, mental health professionals, older generations, and overall the community in which the juvenile resides. My role as a social worker in this effort would be linkage, advocacy, and follow-up, so case management. My assessment led me to the determination that mentor-mentee community programs are a healthy intervention that would result in rehabilitation and decrease in juvenile offenses. This will also show parents and families a balance of power within their community. Community mentor-based programs serve as a protective factor in communities, offering more wisdom and guidance to juveniles, especially those considered to be at risk. They are cost-effective as it is a volunteer-based program. They utilize community professionals already established in the community, and studies suggest that outcomes are consistent across school, cognitive health, psychological health, and social domains. Communities across America already possess the most vital assets necessary for a community mentor program. That would be law enforcement buildings and staff, Department of Human Services, public education buildings and staff, mental health facilities and case managers, and churches. This idea supports the developmental assets framework, which ultimately supports the needs and success of our youth, founded by the Search Institute. The sustainability under the guidance of a community board or multidisciplinary team is solid, and it is estimated that a program this large can be in full swing within the first year of implementation. Necessary resources will include volunteers, people with compassion to teach and guide, the ability to do background checks on volunteers, and a system to help match youth and a mentor. Some possible challenges are a lack of time amongst the professionals working to build this intervention, and a lack of natural compatibility between formally matched mentors and mentees. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my presentation.